So, first question, what were your struggles before starting this journey in the very beginning?
So I'm someone who struggled with my weight my entire life. It started becoming much worse after college, especially the more and more I focused solely on progressing in my career. You know, every passing year, every passing month, I noticed my weight just kept going up, and
Mhm.
I really didn't know what to do about it. I was researching workout programs. I was researching what healthy foods I should be eating. I also researched diet pills, but none of it was working. Maybe I would have like a temporary, um, weight loss, but usually whatever I was doing was sustainable. Just put the weight right back on.
Mhm.
Or even if I was doing the quote unquote right things, I always had doubts. If I got hurt during a new workout, I would stop, think it's not good for me, or I must be doing it wrong. Or if I changed my diet and people would critique me saying, you're not eating enough or eating too much, I would just get frustrated and give up. So I'd say overall, like my biggest struggles before starting the program was really the education behind nutrition and fitness, as well as
Yeah,
the ongoing reassurance that I'm doing the right things.
yeah, absolutely. And you touched on a few key points here, which I know a lot of people resonate, Richie, is so trying diet pills, doing these different diet plans, and not knowing exactly whether you're doing things right. I'm curious too, when you say you got critique from people, what were some of the things that were said to you and how did you feel and what happened there?
Yeah, you know, it was really both ends of the spectrum. So
Mhm.
it would be people saying, "Oh, you're doing like a crash diet. You're not getting enough calories, or you're not getting enough, certain nutrients. That's not healthy. That's not sustainable. You shouldn't do that."
Mhm.
And then there'd be other times when, I'd be on programs where I'm eating a ton of what I thought was healthy food, like spinach and vegetables and all of that. And then you get people saying, oh, well, you probably shouldn't eat too much if you're looking to lose weight. So it was really both ends of the spectrum, which would be very frustrating and very confusing.
Yeah. So, what would you say were your doubts or any skepticism before starting this journey in this program?
Yeah, kind of going off of that, when I was thinking of joining the program, my immediate doubts went towards peer pressure. Um, if I started this program,
Mhm.
I was really skeptical that it wouldn't be possible for me to be successful with the nutrition piece because of the
Mhm.
social situations that I would be a part of on a
Mhm.
regular basis. And I feel like culturally, you
Mhm.
know, we use food and drinks as a way to come together, right? Like birthdays, holidays, celebrations, they all involve food. And at least with my friends and family, it's heavy indulgence. It's
Mhm.
heavy foods, appetizers, desserts, alcohol. And I'm a very social person. I like to go with the flow, have a fun time. So it's kind of easy for me to succumb to what people are doing around me. So turning down that slice of pizza or that cookie, especially when no one else is, that was hard for me. And then especially, when you start this program and then you're going to be in a social situation, if you
Mhm.
do turn food down that you've never done before, you then have to engage in a conversation with people as why am I turning that food down? And at that point, you're really putting out into the world that, oh my God, like, yep, I'm trying to lose weight and now I have to talk about it and I'm clearly sensitive about it.
Mhm.
So that was my biggest skepticism, like before joining the program, what I was very nervous about.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally understand that, and hear this often as well, right? That fear of the social situation, as you shared, how food is such a big part of society, and absolutely, weight journey. What was going on for you there that made it important for you to make a change? That made you to go, actually, I want to do this.
Yeah. So I had some pretty um, big changes that actually were happening within the last year before I started the program.
Mhm.
And they were health related, right? I had a heart scare issue.
Yeah.
Um, you know, the energy wasn't there. And I really just sat down and reflected and just said, I have to stop caring what people think. I physically need this for my health. I knew if I didn't do it, you know, things would just get worse over time, right? You know, over the last 10 years, I think I probably put on like 50, 60 pounds, right? And every year I felt like I just, you know, I felt worse. And then especially when I had some like heart issues and things like that, I was like, oh my God, like it's time. I need to make a change. And, you know, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be awkward, I think, at first, but I need to do it.
Now that you've done this, what results, changes have you achieved during the journey? What have you seen? What has changed?
Yeah, so many things. And it's great. It's just been 10 weeks. That's the craziest part. But there's been changes physically, mentally, socially, you know, across the board. So physically, I'm very happy with my results this far. I've lost a little over 20 pounds of fat. I'm at a weight that I haven't seen in over 5 years. Pulling out clothes and
5 years.
yeah, yeah. You know, pulling out clothes that I used to love but no longer fit. But you just couldn't get rid of them. And I'm glad I didn't, because now I'm pulling those back out and I'm wearing them. You know, I mean, I'm seeing definition in my arms, definition in my chest, which is something I really wanted, and then a huge reduction in my stomach area. You know, so feeling already much more comfortable taking my shirt off. You know, going to the beach or the pool or something like that.
Yeah.
So those are the physical changes that are
Amazing.
on the outside. But then even mentally, I just feel so healthy and I feel so energized. I've made a huge change to my relationship with food, and it sounds so funny to say that. It almost sounds kind of corny, you know, at first. Like if you had said it to me at the beginning of the program, like my relationship with food, I would kind of laugh and be like, okay, and kind of eye roll. But literally, I think back to before I started the program, and I was sort of eating like fried food every single day. And then after I ate, I physically felt nauseous. I felt tired. I felt sick. And now, and I think back to that moment, I'm like, why was I doing that? Like it was, my body was like immediately telling me, stop doing this. I was ignoring it and then saying to myself, why am I doing great? But you know, I feel like that food was an addiction for me. And then, but going on to this program, you know, found foods that worked, that were still very tasty, very satisfying, but it's definitely like a long-term choice of satisfaction for my body versus that short-term impulse eating. So that has been a huge change for me. And then I think just lastly, the social piece. I'm an actually positive, happy, outgoing person, but now I feel like the outside matches the inside, and I can express my true self without fear of anything. And you know, I constantly want to get with my friends now. I want to be meeting new people. I want to experience new things. Before I joined the program, I was notorious for like if someone pulled out a camera to take a picture, I'd jump in the back or you know, my friends in front of me to cover my body. And I'm not doing that anymore. I'm jumping right to the front and making sure I'm in that picture.
Yeah, wow, I'm loving that. I remember you sharing that in the very beginning on the call.
I wake up before my alarm clock now. I'm ready to start the day. I actually have become more of a morning person, which I never thought that would be possible. Before I was get like 10 hours of sleep, 12 hours of recharge. And I'm good with 7, 8 is perfect, but even 7 is fine now. And throughout the whole day, I don't even need caffeine. I still drink coffee because I just love coffee. I don't need caffeine to get through my day. I have the energy to go from morning to night.
Who would you recommend to take part in the program?
I would say really anyone who's looking to get healthier or needs help with nutrition or fitness or mindset. You know, if you've tried losing weight or getting in shape on your own, or you've tried those crazy diet pills and they haven't worked, you know, I would obviously consider this program. It works for me. I think you know, it's a really holistic program and it educates you on what you should be doing. And then it also creates a routine for you that works personally for you and sets you up for success. You know, for me, you know, I thought it was, you know, I knew I had to work out and I knew I had to eat better, but
Yeah.
just saying that, okay, well, that feels like common sense. But there's a whole mindset aspect to it that if you get that right, it unlocks those other two pieces. So if, you know, if you're struggling, you need help with staying engaged in the program,
Mhm.
this program I think would work for you.
Yeah, amazing, Richie. What you just got to say is, what would you say would be the difference if you say just got a workout plan and just a nutrition plan? Like, here's a diet, here's a nutrition workout plan, and go do it without that mindset piece.
Yeah, I feel like you can just Google that online, and you know I've tried that. I think a lot of people have tried that. It's like, okay, do 100 push-ups, do this many sit-ups, you know, go on a jog, you know, stop eating fried foods. You know, that's all it usually says, right? And you're like, okay, and then you try it. But actually, there was a statement you said to me that I was like, holy moly, like that is so true. You cannot willpower your way through life. You can imagine being like, okay, I'm gonna not do anything I loved when it came to these things for forever. That's not possible. There's a mindset piece there. You know, definitely for me, that I needed. Without that mindset, without understanding kind of like what was motivating me to make some of those decisions and openly talking about it and having a share group, right? A community that you created to discuss those things, and the reassurance that you gave me on our one-on-one calls. With that's what kept me going, you know. Without that, I already failed 100 times doing it the other way.
What advice would you give to those who are thinking about taking this on to change their bodies and do this program, but they're sitting on the fence? They've just got some doubts going on. They're sitting on the fence.
Yeah. You know, I think most people who struggle with their weight or their fitness journey are nervous or doubtful to try something new. One, it's a very sensitive topic. There's so many programs out there, you know, and some work, some don't. I'm at the end of the day, I'm still learning as I go, right? But I think it's completely normal to feel that way. You know, and you're definitely not alone. I was in the same exact situation only 10 weeks ago. But if you really want to make a change, you know, I would encourage you to think about what's holding you back, you know, and ask yourself personally why you are not achieving the goals you want, and be very open and honest and blunt with yourself. Like, don't say the answer that's educational or the answer that you feel is the right answer. Like, be true to yourself, you know, and very blunt, you know. And then for me, you know, and I reflect back to when I was trying the program, have that dialogue, that thought, and then ask Coach Jared if and how the program can help, you know. And I think you have a lot of great advice in a lot of different areas. And I think when I was starting the program, what I was afraid about was, oh God, I don't want to say something that, you know, you're going to say, oh, you're being lazy, or, you know, you have to just get over that. That was not the reaction at all. The reaction was, you know, that's a normal feeling, and here's some solutions on how we can solve for that. So, you know, if you're thinking of joining the program and you're on the fence, you know, have a true reflection of what is holding you back, and just ask the questions. You know, I mean, it doesn't hurt to at least just ask, you know, about what the program can maybe do for you, specifically for you and catered to you. So
Yeah,
that's what I would recommend.
Hey, those are some wise words there, Richie, about being blunt and just really open and honest to yourself. And that's so key, right? For any change to happen, you have to be honest. And I just want to say thank you, Richie. And just, you've been incredible, and the changes you've made, being courageous, taking action, being vulnerable, being courageously sharing your journey, sharing what's going on for you, and just really proud. You deserve every win that you've made, and just can't wait to see where you go over the next few years and beyond.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to continue. This is, this is a program, but it's really become a way of life for me. And I'm only 10 weeks in. I've seen amazing results that I'm just thrilled about, but I'm ready to continue. I have bigger goals and bigger hopes that I want to accomplish, and I know I can get there by continuing with this journey.
Absolutely. Long-term journey, right? It's 10 weeks, but it's not, you don't just do it for 10 weeks. It's the whole shebang.
Yes, yes. Comes a way of life.
Yeah. Hey, awesome, Richie. Thank you for sharing your beautiful journey and